Morning all, Southy here. I want to talk about the cultural aspect of different types of motor racing. The cultural differences between oval track racing and circuit racing, because the differences are huge. Whether or not you're a stock car driver and you race on bitumen oval, or you're a dirt track driver, they fit into one bucket and circuit races fit into another, and the differences are significant and easy to notice. I just want to try and explain that, because if you want to be successful in oval track racing, you need to adopt the culture as well, because just being a great driver, you need to also slot into that culture and absorb that culture and become part of that culture if you want to be successful. When the Australian NASCAR Championship first kicked off, the first few years, 90% of the drivers were all dirt track speedway drivers. We'd all come from a dirt track background, as was the case pretty much in NASCAR in the States as well. A lot of those guys come from dirt track. A lot of them come from short track, late model stuff as well, but still that oval mentality. So those guys all have the same background as far as culture goes, and the guys who come from circuit track racing, or road course racing if you want to call it, have a different culture in the garage area than the guys from oval track racing, and it's very, very evident. We had guys in the Australian NASCAR Championship who came from a circuit racing background who slotted straight in, who really absorbed the culture. People like Jim Richards, who I believe started out racing from Speedway in New Zealand. I couldn't find anything on that, but I've been told that, so I'm not sure. If someone might be able to tell me whether that's true or not. Alan Grice was another one who just slotted in. Charlie O'Brien was another one who slotted in. Steve Harrington was another one. Kim Jane. Those guys all fitted in really well. But there were other guys, mostly the younger guys who come from a circuit racing background, who really didn't assimilate to the culture, the oval track culture. I mean, they drove great and they competed well and had success, but they just didn't slot in and fit in with the oval track guys. The oval track guys are a real family. They look out for each other's kids. It's a real family, all in atmosphere. Everyone is, like I said, keeping an eye out for each other's kids in the garage area, and everyone knows everybody. Everyone helps everybody, and it's a great atmosphere to be a part of. When we got a few of the younger circuit track guys who became involved, the culture changed a bit. There wasn't that camaraderie and that one in all in help each other feel that we had with the speedway guys. It was they had a different keep to themselves, look after themselves type of attitude. I'll give you an example. One particular driver came into the NASCAR series. He was a circuit track driver, a younger guy. He'd had success in a single brand series, racing around Australia. He'd also raced in Oscar, and he came into the NASCAR series. Very, very professional organisation. Very well prepared, did everything really well, and was really fast and very successful, but just did not want to be a part of the culture, did not want to fit in, didn't really want to have anything to do with the other people involved, the other guys in the garage. And I'll give you an example of an interaction I had with this guy. One meeting at Calder, this guy and his team were in the garage below me, and with a wall between us, because we had 2 garages and a wall and 2 garages. And he came in personally himself, the driver, into my garage and asked me, could he borrow my scales, because he'd lost the adapter, the power adapter, or it didn't come with the team somewhere, or wasn't packed away and didn't come, and could he borrow my adapter if it would fit, or if not, just borrow my scales to do his car. And of course I said yes, no worries, and I got my guys to carry my scale box in next door to give to him to use. Wasn't an issue at all, and he went off and he used my scales, by that afternoon they'd gone and they'd sourced their own adapter. The next race meeting, somebody had run over my wheelbase gauge, so I walked in to see this guy, and I said, listen, their wheelbase gauge was just laying up against the wall in the garage, and I said, can I borrow your wheelbase guide? So I said, some idiot ran over mine. And his response was, if you haven't got your own gear, you shouldn't fucking be here. Which I found interesting, to say the least. So I had a really similar incident at Daytona with Dale Earnhardt, when he borrowed something off me, and then I tried to borrow something off him, and I had a similar incident with him as well, which is pretty funny. But yeah, that was what happened with this guy. But that would never happen with an oval track racer. When our Aussies have gone over to compete in the NASCAR Cup Series, it's great to be a great race car driver and have great equipment and a great team and be professional, but you also have to become a part of that community. And Marcos Ambrose was a perfect example. He went over there and he slotted straight in. He slotted into the culture. He absorbed the culture. He went to school about the history. He just became a sponge for NASCAR and then the history of NASCAR, the culture of NASCAR. He just immersed himself in it and became so beloved in the garage area because he just wanted to be NASCAR. He really wanted to do that, and he just did it so well. Shane Van Gisbergen seems to be the same. He seems to be doing what Marcus did. It's incredible. I don't know whether it's to the extent that Marcus did, but he certainly is taking on the culture and is becoming very popular in the garage, and people like him. He's also immersed himself. Other guys who I think would be great over there is Broder Kostecki. He's because he's obviously been over there short track racing previously. He understands the culture. I think that Cam Waters is another one who did a great job, and he also immersed himself in the culture and wanted to be a part of it and did a great job. There's a few that go over there that want to be more than just, I race NASCAR and I'm making videos. There's more to it than that. You need to be in it. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the culture in the circuit track side of things. There's not. But it is different. It is different. Speedway guys and circuit guys are different. The garage area is different. It's noticeably different. It's like going to a family barbecue when you're at a race at an oval track event, speedway or bitumen. It's like a family barbecue. Everyone lives in everyone else's pocket. Everyone shares everything with everybody else. Everyone knows everybody. It's just a real family vibe, and everyone just feels a part of you, and you're a part of them. It's a real good feeling. And the difference that I saw with the circuit guys that came in, they weren't like that. They were very standoffish. They wanted to keep to themselves. They didn't want to be a part of that family. They just wanted to do their own thing, and that's fine. They can do that. But and when they're all together and it's all circuit guys, it might be different. Maybe it's different. Maybe they all get involved with each other. But I know that when they came into our territory, I suppose they didn't. They didn't want to be a part of a part of our community. They just didn't want to. They just really wanted to keep to themselves. So yeah, it was a very, very noticeable difference in the garage area between the two different groups. So I think that anybody who is going over to the States to race in stock car racing from Australia, especially from the supercar sort of arena, will need to, if they want to be successful, there's more to it than just being a great driver. You really need to be a part of that community. And if you're not prepared to go to school and learn about that and be very interested in that history and that culture, you're wasting your time. You really are. You've got to be interested in what you're doing. And the guys who get interested and take it on, they're the ones that are going to be a part of the community and have success. If you're just going over there to have a ride and take your race bag and make videos, you're not going to slot in. Anyway, I hope that explains the difference. Like I said, when they're all together in the circuit guys, it might be different. But when it was a mix of the two, there was definitely a barrier. There was definitely a noticeable difference between the circuit guys and us. So yeah, anyway, so have a great weekend. Enjoy the racing from Portland. It's going to be a cracker. Hope S3G can have a great run and get out of the hole he's in from last weekend, and get up. He'll have to get up there in the top 10 somewhere. Hopefully he can do that. You can't afford another bungle like last weekend. So cheers everyone. Enjoy your racing, and see ya.